there everyone, it's Maria Young here and I am a plant addict. Welcome to my channel, which is all about plants. In today's episode, guys, we're going to talk about the International Aroid show that I just attended this weekend, and I'm actually going to give you my opinion, my review, also some behind the scenes of what goes on during that show, and of course I'm going to be talking to you guys about the comments that you left on that video, because I definitely think you guys shared some pretty interesting feedback, and I definitely want to address or even clarify some statements that you guys made. And at the end of the video, I'll show you exactly what I got there. So the International Aroid show that is held at the Fairchild Botanical Garden Center, which is in Miami, is normally held once a year. Now this year they're actually going to have a second one, which is going to be in September. I will be attending, definitely stay tuned for that. But I'm not really new to the plant circuit, and I've attended a lot of events such as plant shows and orchid shows and international festivals, two of which I really want to talk about, which is the Miami International Orchid Festival and also the Redlands Orchid Festival as well, which is the bomb diggity bomb totally. Okay, and I was a little bit surprised because I thought it was going to be a bit larger. The international orchid shows are humunga dunga wunga. Okay, they are so huge. But I will say, attending the Aroid show, I was shocked and amazed at how many plants they packed in. Now, of course, with this year, it's a bit different with the pandemic and everything that's going on. So it was a bit smaller. I think they had less vendors. They didn't have all of the events that they had the years prior. They didn't have any speakers, no auction, no banquets. So it was a straight up show and sale. And I gotta tell you, tons and tons and tons of aroids. They had so many varieties of species aroids that I had never seen before. These are aroids that aren't often talked about or shown to the world, so they may not be as popular, but that doesn't mean they're not as beautiful or spectacular. They're just not often known about, and they had them there. So that was just such a wonderful discovery process for me to see new species aroids that are available. Also, they had your more trendier, more popular, and some of them were very rare as well. And they had them there. I witnessed seeing them for the very first time. The ones that are considered the elite of the elite, you've only seen them in pictures. Well, I was capable of literally touching and holding them, and trust me, I didn't want to let them go. But I had to, guys. I had to, because some of the prices on those were like, wow, oh my bejeebers, what the philodendron did ya say? Okay, but no way. Yes, indeed, guys. Sorry to say, some of those plants were just way over and beyond my budget. Those are what I consider fantasy plants, because it is just a fantasy that you would think that you could ever own and possess one. So continue to admire them from a distance, because that is just about as close as you are gonna get. At least for me. So the price ranges actually range from about 25 buckaroonies all the way up to $13,000. You heard it right. This is not a malfunction of your audio system. That's right. As much as a brand new car. Unbelievable, guys. I could not believe it. I could not believe it. But that is where we are at this point. In the US of A, I gotta tell you, the plant trend and the frenzy has taken over by storm. Yes, indeed, it has. Here in the great USA, guys, the trend and the frenzy, and shut your mouth. The trend and the frenzy is indeed real, okay? And I have his opinion to back it up. You've seen how crazy he was going. But yes, it is... Okay, I'm gonna throw something at you if you don't go away. It is cray-cray as of today where the market for plants are going. Now, I actually did a whole video talking to you guys about the plant craze and the frenzy and the behind the scenes of why it's currently occurring, and also telling you guys my opinion and predictions of where I think it is going to go. So definitely check that video, guys, out if you want to know more about how cray it's becoming. Now, I will say I arrived rather late, okay? I made my grand entrance there because it was quite a mission even trying to get there, guys. I mean, we had to fight through horrendous traffic, also crazy weather conditions. It was raining caterpillar and dracaenas up on the roadway, okay? So yes, we got there 4 hours later and we missed out on the bulk of the bargains and the deals, and I literally witnessed it because the plants that I wanted, people were walking away with, and I was actually witnessing the prices that they got it for. And I've been in it for quite a while, guys, and I know what they're going for now, and they definitely weren't going for what they got it for. And if I could keep it real with you guys, I mean, keep it all the way real, okay? I was literally witnessing people walking away with my wish list plants and getting them for unheard of very low prices, to the point I had to refrain and restrain myself from straight up tackling them, okay? We was about to have our very own Super Bowl game right at the Aroid show. And the top 2 vendors that had the prices that were most suitable for me and really at a great and affordable price was Monstera and also Equa Genera. They had the best going deals going on, and the price range was really between, I would say, $45 to about $60-ish. Now, they had a few that were up to $140, but again, the average was $45 to about $60 buckaroonies. Definitely in my budget, and of course they deal a lot with species varieties, so you are getting a lot of quality plants that are really not made available and quite often to the public, so you could consider those rare as well. And I love the fact that you may get such a wonderful surprise in the regards to when they mature and really show off some phenomenal leaves. So again, the top 2 fave vendors on my list would be Monstera and also Equa Genera. Now, my top fave vendor in regards to the variety and just simply having some exquisite plants that are just like wow, regardless to if I could afford them or not. They had the top of the line, cream of the crop, always on top type of plants. Would have to go to Woohoo Tropicals. Woohoo is the one to go to when it comes to some of your trendier and most exquisite plants. Woohoo Tropicals was actually all the rave at that show because they had some plants that, again, I mean, are just unheard of. You never even seen in real life. And they also had one of the most expensive and most sought after plants as well, which is the Philodendron Caramel Marble, and it was humunga dunga wunga and very huge and very spectacular and very stunning. And I have heard people say that if you want a dupe of the plant, the Ring of Fire would be the one to go to. No, guys. The Ring of Fire is nowhere in comparison to this plant. I mean, this plant completely shuts it all the way down, okay? But again, the price was unheard of, absolutely ridiculous, and cost as much as a brand new car, going for 13,000 buckaroonies. Now the fantasy plant that I would have gotten if I could, can you guys guess? Is the Carmel marble. Not! I mean, although it was gorgeous, although it was striking, there was something that really intrigued me and caught my attention. And it was, drum roll please, it was the African fantasy. Oh my, wow. And it was going for 800 buckaroonies. But man, oh man, oh man, that was my fantasy indeed. I just love the shape of those humunga dunga tri-lobed and overlapping leaves, and the fact that they just extended so far out. I can imagine when the wind blew, they look like birds or butterflies just floating within the air. I mean, it was so spectacular. That is indeed the plant I would have gotten if I had it like that. Of course. Okay, my good plant peeps, we're gonna go ahead and move on to the comments section of the video that I did for the Aroid Show 2021, because you guys indeed showed up, and not only did you show up, but y'all showed out, and some of you guys even let me have it. But I gotta tell you, this is the way it is here in the great US of A. Don't shoot the messenger. I am just here for the poppy corn. Like, and it's good. Plants are indeed all the rave here in the US, definitely reflecting in our prices and spreading like wildfire. And if it is not in your area yet, I definitely would suggest you jump on it, doggone it, before you find that fire spreading in your neck of the woods. And our very first comment is coming from Professor Wiggles. Wiggle it just a little bit. And he says, I understand that everyone needs to make a living, but dear Lord, are those overpriced? I'm in the UK, and even though prices are not low by any stretch of the imagination, they are still cheap in comparison. Well, thank you so much, Professor Wiggles, for giving us the heads up. We now know where we're gonna take our next vacation. And the very next comment is coming from Mentha, who says, I understand that those prices are good, but dirt poor me choked more than once, especially considering I've killed some of those plants many years ago when they weren't so expensive. Mentha, darling, I am totally there with you. I can totally relate. And whether you're dirt poor or have a little bit of cashy cash, I think it is affecting us all. I mean, there are some plants that we could never afford. And it's one thing if you could save up for it and eventually afford it, but gosh darn it, some of these plants are going for the same price of a brand new car. I mean, there's also a reality check in this, guys. I mean, with society and civilization and our livelihood kind of up in arms, we also have to think about our future as well, guys. I mean, real life living here. Just my opinion. And our very next comment is coming from K-Love, who is a viewer and a friend and also a fellow YouTuber that has a channel all about plants. And he says, oh my gosh, I would have spent my entire rent money at this place. Wow, so many rare finds. And I have to tell you, I would have done the same thing, except I ran out of time and I got totally thrown out of the place, okay? Which I think they did me a favor, because they knew I had that wild, crazy plant glare in my eyes. And here's another comment, guys, coming from a fellow plant tuber and also a friend, Gerald Horticulture Culture, and he says, wow, those plant prices are unreal. Tanui for $50. I must catch the next one. Thanks for sharing, Maria. Next one in September. Ooh, I do hope that you come. You know, we've been talking about a collabo. Why don't we just go shoppo together and have a blast of a time at the Aroid Show? I think that would be absolutely fab. But yes, indeed, Tanui, 50 buckaroonies, guys. Come on, come on. you know. Oh, and this one is coming from my motherland here. This is from Yash Benedict Nabing. I hope I pronounced that right. And he says, whoa, those prices are crazy. You can find billitai here in the Philippines for around $10 with reasonable height. Oh my bejeebers, 10 buckaroonies. But you guys know there is quite a price difference, especially the ratio from dollars to pesos as well. So I wonder if that has anything to do with it. But also, you guys have very, very warm and wonderful climate there. Tropically delicious where these plants just naturally grow. And my Tio Lando tells me all the time that the plants that we are going absolutely nutso for can be found growing in the mountains or in the jungle. So indeed, you guys have it going all the way on, and I'm gonna have to come and visit real soon. I do want to point out that I have seen many videos coming from my fellow Filipino plant tubers, and they can be quite pricey at those Aroid shows as well. So definitely, I think there's variation in prices from place to place that you go as well. And somebody did mention in another comment, I don't know what video it's from, but they were saying that they were proud of me because I was learning the dialect of the Philippines. But in fact, that is kind of wrong because I do know Tagalog. Kumusta kayo lahat? Sana kayo mabuti. Mahal na mahal kita. And yes, indeed, I sometimes get words backwards and flip-flopped around, but I definitely can understand it better than I can speak it as well. So don't you be going around talking about me in Tagalog now, okay? Because I may act like I don't know, but I know. And this one is coming from Ashlyn T, and she says, oh my gosh, those plants are amazing. My wish list just grew. I would have left with an empty wallet. And yes, indeed, I did a plant video of my wish list, and I think my wish list just tripled after seeing all the plants there at the show. Monstera Mike, who is also a fellow YouTuber, he says that's about 789,345 of plants shown. Yeah, I'm telling you, just a dream. This is a girly girl that is after my own heart, guys. This is coming from Luz Ross, and she says, I got there early around 10 a.m. I got a great haul to include the Aglaonema tricolor pictum from Brian. Congratulations to you, darling Luz. You got it going on. I got to take notes from you. You got to teach me, baby girl. Teach me how to do it the right way. And this message is coming from Kay Lott. She says, thank you for the vendor information and for being a guide through the variety of plants remaining at the show. I wish I was there. Your video allowed me to be there in spirit. Aw, thank you so much, Kay Lott. I really do appreciate the feedback. Know that I do love to share information with all of you guys, especially if I know it's going to benefit your plant growing or plant collecting journey. And these vendors that were there, they had plants that are not so common and definitely plants that are hard to get a hold of. So you can contact them and maybe perhaps get some of these plants. And of course, the phone rings. And here's yet another comment coming from a fellow plant tuber and also a Filipina sister. And this is coming from Bella Succulents and More. And she says, wow, amazing plants. I would have definitely be broke and got into so much trouble if I was there. It's amazing how expensive the plants are nowadays and so hard to get them too. I can't wait to see what you end up getting. Thank you for sharing your plant shopping. Oh my gosh, Jenna, I definitely feel your pain. I mean, I'm witnessing it too. It's not even year by year with the escalation. I mean, a couple of months down the line and the prices will have doubled already. And I remember the start of last year where prices were, I don't know, 30, 40, 50, maybe even 60. But now they are going for about 300 and up. So definitely it is crazy and the struggle is definitely real. And this one is coming from my buddy and also plant tuber as well, the Garden Hoe. We're actually going to do some plant trades. I'm so very excited. Anyways, she says, oh my, this video is everything I wanted and more. Just makes me want to visit the next show in person though. No, really, you should. There were some interesting hybrids. I wasn't sure if I liked the Florida Bronze, but seeing that one determines I want one. LOL. I didn't recognize most of the ones at Monstera. Very interesting. Thank you so much for this video, Maria. Yes, yes, and yes. You definitely have to see some plants in person. I mean, Instagram sometimes can't even justify the plants. Again, live and in person sometimes is definitely the way to go. And as far as interesting hybrids, oh yes indeed, there were so many of them, and also new ones that had just come out. So that's also great to go to the Aroid show because you never know what new plants they will have. And yes, Mundiflora and also Equigenera constantly have species that again are just not well known to the public. So you can definitely have some fabulous plants that no one else really has and then surprise them all like boom, boom, bye-yo! And looky, another friend and also plant tuber here. You guys are just having a plant tuber party on my channel and I dig it. So this is coming from Rusty and Nellie's Jungle. They're the ones that tipped me off initially of the Philodendron Caramel Marble going for $9,500. So this is a comment coming from them and they say, amazing video. Hope you got some great plants. The Philodendron Caramel Marble is a monster. Dollar sign, dollar sign, dollar sign, dollar sign, dollar sign. Yes, indeed. Now the plant they were telling me about again went for 9,500 buckaroonies. Well, this one topped that, okay? And this plant was so big that you don't even find that type of plant in that size. And this one was going for $13,000. Again, the highest priced plant there. And this comment is coming from T. Picardo and they say, thanks for sharing this video is a reality. I do not sell plants, but I am addicted to them. My advice is to shop with local businesses in Florida where we have so many nurseries with good prices and plants. And I agree and disagree with that because I do have a lot of local nurseries near me, but the prices aren't affordable, okay? I mean, they're within the market range. And in actual reality, a lot of even the local nurseries will not have the plants that I seen at the Aroid show. I don't know where you're at. I'm just speaking in my general location, and I've shopped here, there, and everywhere from Central Florida to Sarasota to Miami. So I've been here, there, and everywhere in Florida. But, you know, what I'm finding is at these shows, and not just at the Aroid shows, at plant shows in general, you can find plants that are actually priced lower than their plant shop. I mean, it could be the same vendor, but because they're at the plant show, I don't know what it is, but they have some really, really great deals, and even at about 50% off of what they normally would charge in their shop. So again, I do agree and disagree at the same time. Okay guys, so these two comments are the very last. It is getting dark in my garden and I still want to show you what I got there. So here we go. This is coming from Jennifer_loves_876 and she says, I wish I knew about this event and that it was in Miami, Florida. I live in Central Florida. I would have loved to attend something like this. The only plant I would probably leave with is the one that costs $25. My mortgage is less than some of these prices. You are on the money with that one. I mean, some of the plant prices are just woo through through the roof. Now, I do want to let you know that usually without the pandemic, usually they will have set designated shows within the same time frame of every year. So normally it will happen annually, and you can simply Google that information and find out what types of plant shows are going on during that time. And you can write it into your calendar so you'll be up to date on what show is coming next. And hopefully that helps. Hopefully I'll see you at the next plant show. And the very last comment is coming from Art Pop, who says, prices are definitely crazy. Some plants are not rare at all here in Europe, and it's only $20 to $40. Most of them are overpriced in Europe, guys. $20 to $40. How do you guys do it? I'm like, you would think that we'd be able to get most of the plants here, but I'm finding out in the UK and Europe, they are saying that the prices are like way, way low. Again, guys, put that on your calendar of our next vacation trip. Okay, so as I stated, guys, I completely ran out of time there. I mean, I was chit-chatting and just enjoying myself and meeting people that I lost time, guys. I completely lost time. And they chased us out of there, but not before I got this. Straight from my wish list is this one right here. And this, my friends, is the Philodendron Warzawickii. And to pronounce it correctly, guys, it is not Warzawickii, it is Warzawickii. That's something new I learned today. So instead of just simply telling you about this plant right now, let me go ahead and roll a clip from my video of my wish list plants, and let's roll it now. So the Philodendron Warzawickii, guys, I gotta tell you, is another one with spectacular looking leaves. It definitely is standout and out of this world, and I do love the appearance so much. So the leaves can get really, really huge and quite branching in a sense, because it has little leaflets where they actually extend out and have somewhat of a tropical palm-shaped frond feel to the leaves. Definitely a lacy shaped leaf, and when you have a lot of those large, huge leaves all together, it just creates a beautiful veil of leaf lace, if you will. I mean, it's a spectacular view when you have this growing in the wild or growing up a tree, and I definitely have to have one, and I would so love to have one actually growing literally in my tree. We'll see what we can do. And that, my friend, is why I was so starving to get this plant right here. I mean, I have so many dreams and high hopes with this. Definitely have high expectations of trying to grow this one in my tree, and I just think this is going to be such a wonderful addition. And this is one that I got for 80 buckaroonies, well established and rooted and in a big old pot. So definitely very, very nice. You can see these are still juvenile, and this one is beginning to get the more mature leaf, and when it's all said and done, it's gonna be like, mwah, wow-wee, like for the books, guys. It'll make history, at least in mine. And that was it. I'm for real, that is all I got. So them throwing me out was really a favor. I mean, it was a blessing in disguise, because I did talk to you guys about revamping the way that I was doing things in collecting my plants, and I want to be more focused on doing a lot of trades. Again, you guys, if you want to do some trades, definitely contact me on my Instagram under my Tropical Plant Adventures, and let's make it happen. I want to just be a little bit more wiser with my selection and really get the plants that I need to survive, okay? And that's one of them. I really cherish that, and I got that from Karma Nursery for 80 buckaroonies, so I am so pleased and so happy with it. And just to give you an overview, I was just absolutely thrilled with the show. I mean, just the experience alone. Definitely was able to see so many plants that I have never seen before and probably may not ever see see again and discovered so many species that I didn't even know existed. I mean, again, the experience alone, and then having it occur within a garden of paradise. I mean, it was so tropically delicious. It indeed is something that I'm striving for with my garden, and I got so many great ideas from that botanical garden. So yeah, I mean, it was a dream come true for me. Even though I got one plant, I mean, just the time being spent in such a wonderful atmosphere, meeting new and wonderful people, speaking with vendors and being enriched with knowledge. I mean, wow. I mean, there's no amount of money that you can put on that. So I was very happy to go. And I'm hoping that you guys are capable of checking out and visiting these aroids or plant shows or orchid festivals. I mean, it definitely is worth your time, definitely worth the weight in gold. I've always been absolutely thrilled that I went, and I never regretted it. And guys, if there is not a show or a festival that's going on near your vicinity, I mean, sometime it won't come to you. Sometime you've got to go to it. A lot of people say, well, we don't have those around our areas. But guys, the people that really collect and grow their plants understand the value of what these festivals and shows bring, and they actually travel. And this is a show that people travel from other countries, okay? And I myself traveled, this time around was 5 hours with all that we had to go through. 4 hours later. Liquor was the only love I know during our mission to get there. But yes, I mean, 5 hours. I drive hours and hours to get to some of these locations. And again, it has always been well worth my time. Now, with that being said, I thank you guys so much for tuning in to yet another episode of my tropical plant adventures. And I hope you guys did like this video, and I even hope that you guys learned something new. If you did, make sure you guys like, share, and also click that bell notification so you can stay connected. That's what's up. Thank you guys so much, and as you guys already know, I do truly love and appreciate each and every one of you guys all. Oh yes, I do. I will see you guys later, and also grow with you guys later as well on my next adventure. Cheers, cheers. See you guys later. Bye bye. Peace.